In 2006, we lost Ronnie Sox of the famous Sox and Martin racing team. It was a shock to the Mopar world, and we all realized at that moment that we were not going to have our heroes around forever. Soon wrote an editorial in Mopar Collector's Guide referencing how we needed to do a Hall of Fame for the Mopar heroes that we grew up with, to preserve Mopar history for the future generations. As the years went by, I ran into a good friend of mine, Jim Kramer, at a show, and he asked me when I was going to do a Mopar Hall of Fame. I must have looked at him with a yeah right look in my eyes. He proceeded to say, "If you don't do it, no one else will." In my heart of hearts, I knew he was right, so in 2011 I began lining up sponsors and critical people to help me pull something together that the entire Mopar community could be proud of. What we ended up with was a number of Hall of Fame induction dinners that were held Saturday night of each Chrysler's at Carlisle event from 2012 until 2018. The Mopar Hall of Fame will go forward each preceding year in the pages of Mopar Collector's Guide magazine. This is one of those recordings made on one of those incredible nights at the Mopar Hall of Fame at Chrysler's at Carlisle.
The next inductee, introducing her is special to me. I've known her for over 50 years. Her and her family, some of the nicest people I've ever met. She is a beautiful lady and one of the best drivers I've ever known. She started in a '58 Pontiac, and one fateful night while winning a race in Tulsa, Oklahoma, she ran into Mr. Maxwell and Mr. Cahill. We all knew who they were. They saw something special in Mary Ann. Mopar was always the best in recognizing talent. And soon after that, she found herself in a '65 Dodge A990 car. From there, she went on to a '68 Hemi Superstock car. They got her to compete in the Mobile Gas Economy Run, which was quite an honor back then because I never got to do it. Her first race at the U.S. Nationals in 1964. Her last race at the U.S. Nationals was 2014. Think about that. That's 50 years at the U.S. Nationals. Mary Ann, come on up here, gal. You're not going to fall down. We're not going to let that happen, gal. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to thank Rob Wolf and Mopar Collectors Magazine for this honor. And it's an honor for me and also for my family. And I would like to congratulate all the other inductees tonight. And the Carlisle Chrysler Nationals is a super event. It's the first one we have ever attended. And I think everyone ought to make it a yearly thing. It was really nice.
We want you to come back, too.
Now, do I do this right now?
I think so.
Okay. Let's see what we have. This is my first car, 1958 Pontiac, tri-power. That's a picture with my dad at the Lions Campground in Claremont, Indiana at the U.S. Nationals. We had a tent, tow bar, and tires on the tow bar, and another Pontiac towing my '58. So, and the bottom is my trophy at the U.S. Nationals. I started with my dad, my brother, and my mom. And this is the Chrysler Tech School in Michigan. Mr. Hoover's there, Mr. Cahill, Shirley Shahan and her husband H.L., and I'm in the middle there. And it was very informative, and right now I look there and I'm as scared there as I am here. So, right there. This was the start, supposed to be the start of an 8th mile national, Superstock 8th mile national was to be held every year. I don't know what happened, but that was the first and the last. And I was so excited to get my picture taken. I had won the race, and with Wally Parks. This is just another picture of me. I was running for the points in Bristol, Tennessee at the first Spring Nationals. After that, the Spring Nationals went to Columbus, and then it went to Englishtown, New Jersey. I traveled to Aquasco, Maryland. Ron Mancini and I were vying for Division III points. I went to Aquasco, Maryland, and he went to Texas. He won in Texas, and I won in Aquasco, but he beat me by a few points. So he came in first in Superstock in Division III. This is the World Finals in Tulsa, Oklahoma. One of my, well, it's a good memory, but it's a sad memory. Got down to 4 cars and red lit against the Grump. Whoops. This is a picture of the mobile economy run that Herb was talking about. 6-cylinder Dodge, 68 Dodge. And we were to run from Anaheim, California to New York City, and the race was to end, or the run was to end in Times Square. But Martin Luther King had gotten killed, so our run stopped in Indianapolis, Indiana. So after all this was really a big thing. You'd have people alongside the road waving and yelling, and not like today, I guess. But anyway, we ended up at the Indianapolis 500 track. And after we were all checked in and everything was checked out, and by the way, the gas tanks were in the trunk. We had a automobile club member in the back making sure we did everything okay, and I had a co-pilot. But at the Indy 500 track, when everyone was checked in, we got to run around there as fast as we could go. I really couldn't go too fast, but it was fun anyway, and a really good experience. And this is my Go Hummer down at National Trails in Columbus, Ohio. I love my car. I love my Hemi. I guess when you started up a Hemi, your heart beat a little bit faster every time you did. This was Englishtown, New Jersey, still chasing points. That was the U.S. Nationals. I think I lost class first round. Another picture of my Go Hummer at Indy at the U.S. Nationals in 1968. And that picture was down at Bristol, Tennessee. Now, everyone might laugh at this. My dad was very innovative, and he ordered a brand new school bus, shaped the way it is and cut off, so we could haul the 68 Go Hummer. And finally, we put Hummer hauler on the side of the bus. But with all the kids and my mom and dad, it worked out really good. So he was a little bit ahead of his time. And that is a model of my Go Hummer. And it was made by, I think his name was Bud Lefevre. He has since passed away. But it's a beautiful model. This is my last ride. I run Super Comp. And my husband and I both have dragsters, and we have door cars. And I'm not ready to give it up yet. Maybe later this fall. I had a shoulder replacement, so I had to give it up for a while. But maybe this fall I'll get back in my dragster. This was a race I won at Milan, Michigan. That's been several years ago. And there's my boys. When they were young and we were younger.
Look at that hair.
Yeah, I know. Bigger than the kids. They're still complaining about their striped pants. And that's a picture of my trophies and my cap pepper, which the picture was in 1968 also. And I guess that's it. And I would like to thank my family, my husband Bill, who has been a really staunch supporter of mine, and I love him, and my kids, Randy Foss and Tanya, newcomer they came all the way from Fort Pierce, Florida, Nitro Joe Jackson and Lori, and Mark and Emery, Mark and Mona Emery, good friends of ours from Loudonville, Ohio, and I appreciate them coming.
If you like this video, please smash the like button, and if you want to see more videos like this one online, hit the subscribe to Mopar TV button. It's totally free. Also, if you'd like to support the Mopar Hall of Fame and vote for future inductees, go to MoparCollectorsGuide.com and subscribe to the only Mopar magazine that matters. A portion of your subscription will go to help keep Mopar history alive for future generations.